Sometimes when I'm building websites and I'm thinking about SAS and CSS and JavaScript, sometimes I just wish there was somebody that was smarter than me that could help me do some of that heavy lifting. Oh, that's right, there's CodeKit. CodeKit is one of those amazing little tools that just makes your job easier as a front-end developer. Helps you to compile those languages and optimize your site and minify all your stuff, and it just does amazing things. And if you're working alone on a project like I am a lot, CodeKit might be the right thing for you. If you're sharing a project with somebody else, then maybe you want to have some task runners and some other things in place. But if you want to just get started with a project ASAP without having to do any of the setup, then CodeKit might be the solution you're looking for to just dive in and start working. You can find CodeKit by going to codekitapp.com, and when you hit the website, it'll tell you everything you need to know. It's only 34 bucks. I'm not paid to do this video. I just use it and I really enjoy it, so I thought I would cover some of the basics for you. Okay, so we're gonna jump into a project and we're gonna just see right away how to set up, how to get the languages going, and how to compress your JavaScript and your files all into one thing. Let's do it. When you download CodeKit and open it up for the first time, it's gonna look something like this. It's just gonna say there's no active project right now, and you can start a brand new project, or you can actually bring an already established project into CodeKit and work with it that way. I'm gonna work this little parallax project that I have on my desktop right now. It's something that I've developed in the past using just regular CSS and without any sort of browser refresh or any of that stuff going, and I wanna pull it into CodeKit to work with it again. So to do that, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this down to my dock and I'm gonna open it up in my text editor, and you can see inside it's a really basic project. It's got a CSS file with one style, it's got an index.html, and it's got a JavaScript folder that's running jQuery and a little plugin to give me a parallax effect. All I've done to this project to change it is simply to make an SCSS file. That's where I'm gonna put all of my working partials of SCSS, and I'm gonna bring all those together into one main file and drop those into the CSS folder. So first thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and take this folder, which I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna take this folder, this project, and drag it onto the panel of CodeKit. It's gonna ask me if I wanna add it as a project or if I wanna add it as a framework. Framework is something else we'll talk about in a different video. Right now, you just want to drop it onto the project. The moment that I've dropped everything into CodeKit, you can see over in my file, it's created a new config.codekit file. This is all the configurations that CodeKit needs to run. And as you change settings in your project, it's actually going to be changing this config file for you on the fly. First thing we probably want to do is just make sure that our website works and see it in the browser. You can do that in a few ways. The first way, obviously, would be just to go into your directory and double click on it. But now what we're going to get is a local version of the file itself. We want to actually preview it through CodeKit's server that it's running for us. So to do that, I'm going to go back to CodeKit and I'm going to come up here to the little eyeball symbol. Now you can see that it's no longer running here on my local machine, just in a directory, but it's actually being pumped through CodeKit's server. So any changes that we make, it could be made in real time using SAS and browser refresh. So now you can see anytime I come over here, we can see that as we make changes to the style, so maybe I want to come all the way down here and I want to, I don't know, I'm going to find this section right here that's white and I want to make those red. I can change that. And you can see that without having to refresh the browser and wasting those precious seconds, CodeKit has gone ahead and changed that to be a disgusting, ugly red. You can see that it also added a style.minified version of that CSS file, but that happened because that's the way we have it set up, and we're gonna cover settings in a second. But first, let's get all of this transferred over to SCSS. So now I have two separate files. I have a reset and I also have a main style folder. Any other style sheet that you want to set up, like a partial for a home page or a footer or a header, you can actually partial those things out and make them easier to find. And now we're actually going to include it or import it into a main.css. We're going to make one more file here, and that's the main.css. We're going to just command save. We're going to go into the SCSS folder, and we're going to make this main.scss. We're going to head right over to that main.scss file, and you'll notice that it's completely blank. There's nothing in it. And so we're going to do an import statement. And this isn't like a normal import statement where you'd be adding multiple CSS files. This is actually just going to suck that file into this, and CodeKit's going to do the magic of prepending it up there in that position and laying all that code on one style sheet in that order. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put our reset.scss right there. And then we want to come right underneath it, and we want to put the style.scss right there. Something also really important to note is that this main SCSS also has a path to get compiled to. So you can just click on the change and see where it's heading. It's heading into our CSS, and it's going to become a main.css file. So all we really need to do is come into our index.html and change what CSS file the website is drawing on. So we want that to be main.css. And you'll notice that the website auto refreshes all by itself, and now it is pulling in all of our styles that we set here in CodeKit, which is really, really great. Now if you just go in and look at the main, you can see there's that reset at the top, and as you scroll down, there's the rest of our styles. If you have more questions on how to architect your projects and how to set up your files, go ahead and check out the card that I'm going to link above about the front-end architecture process that I kind of start all my projects with. But now we want to do something similar with our JavaScript, obviously. So we can come into our index.html file and scroll down to the bottom, and you can see I have jQuery running on this website and also a plugin. That's 2 HTTP requests that the browser is actually making to pull those files back down and make the website happen and make it come alive. Well, that's a lot of extra requests. We don't need to do 2 or 3 or 4. We just need to do 1. And so we can do a similar thing in CodeKit with our JavaScript. I'm going to make a new file, and this is going to be called app.js, okay? So I'm going to save it as app.js, and I'm going to save it in the JavaScript file, obviously. Boom. So we've written a basic document.ready statement, and it's sitting in there for any custom scripts we want to run on the website. So that's fantastic. Now all we have to do is link the other files. So I'm going to come into CodeKit. I'm going to click on app.js. Well, it's going to ask me what files are linked, and I have no files linked right now. But the first thing I want to do is I want to prepend jQuery, so I'm going to drag that in, and next I'm going to prepend the plugin that I have for parallax scrolling. And you look in here, now I have an app.min.js, and it has all of my code, jQuery, and the plugin, and it's waiting for any other statements I want to make here in my main app.js file. So I'm going to close that down. I'm going to come into jQuery, and I'm just going to delete this. Let's delete this script out right here. And then I'll come in here and just say app.min.js. Okay, I'm gonna just save that. It's finished compiling, and you can see the website is in perfect working order. Well, that's it. That's how easy it is to get going with CodeKit and start a new project, or bring an old project into CodeKit to take advantage of all of its amazing and modern features. Also, if you enjoyed the video, maybe think about leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. I like to make lots of videos about design and development and code just like this one, so maybe stick around. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I hope you're designing amazing things. I hope you're developing amazing things, and I hope that your workflow is awesome. Talk to you guys next time. Project settings. Beneath that is just general project settings where I can... go away, bird.